Hey everybody, how's it going? Sorry I'm making noise. I'm actually plugging in the computer while we're recording the video. I'm so busy and tired and want to go to bed. But I figured let's finish off NFL so I don't have to worry about what time I wake up tomorrow, because it brought up a very interesting thought in my head when I was like, all right, I want to go to sleep, I think, but I'm going to have to wake up early in the morning and everyone's going to care about what's my football bet. Like, Ken, what's your football bet, Mr. Algorithm Dude? Like, you got your big round robin pick like you do for basketball or whatever else. And I thought, I had an interaction with someone today who follows all my stuff, and he was like in a state where he couldn't bet, and then trying to drive back to another state, and there was a joke about Indiana, and I was like, nobody ever wants to get back to Indiana, and he was like, fuck you. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm sorry I'm joking around about your home state, but you can bet in certain places and can't bet in other places, and it made me think like, what if you have to make a bet and you don't want to worry about it? Like, I got other stuff I'm doing tomorrow. When I wake up, I don't want to have to worry about all these betting algorithms that the entire betting community cares about. I want to do something else. So I was like, well, what if I had to do it now? And I thought, that's a very interesting question, because it's not just the question about, well, which team's going to win, because I always say, oh, wait until we get an updated injury report right before the game, and wait till right before the game so you get the best information and if DeAndre Hopkins has got a good hamstring or not, right? Stuff that you really shouldn't have to care about in life. And it made me think, well, there's a way to handicap this file and to make a wager that's a more lasting wager that doesn't fluctuate on some late news before a game, and is a stronger bet. And it made me think, well, we should bet that way, because then you won't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna be on the ice tomorrow, actually, hopefully. I think that's gonna happen. So there'll be other stuff going on. So let's talk about football and what is my round robin pick, because I'm actually gonna give it to you, because I'm gonna do my little $100 pick. Because every week of football, you get a Sunday like this. It's time to play your Sunday games. For example, Thursday, we won, meaning we knew the Patriots were going to cover 6.5. They covered more than that. They won 25-0, I think. So that was a win. Let's talk about Sunday. We're not talking about Monday, which is Tampa Bay and the Giants. We're not talking about Brady on Monday. We're talking about just Sunday games. What's the Sunday round robin? If you want to wake up in the morning, not have to worry about anything, watch some games, cross your fingers, hope things go well, what should you do? The algorithm says Minnesota, and I personally say the algorithm has been bad with these two teams throughout the year, and we can't do this. And let me give you another reason. This is why it's important that I think I do the video and discuss what's going on. When you make a mistake in the areas of programming, okay, when you do something openly egregious, or you include a statistic that's outdated or wrong or distorted because of whatever reason, what you end up getting is, at the extremities of your data, you get stuff that's totally unreliable. And I suspect, based on how we've done throughout the year, and why don't we just open it up and take a look, because I keep saying we lose games up top, right? Last week, we lost the Chargers up top. The week before, we lost a bunch of stuff up top. What are we looking at? Hold on. We're looking at spreads. Let's go back for a second. I want to look at this win column and win by projected score. We can still see the spread, but let's care about these two columns more, especially this one right here. We lost last week. The week before, we lost the second game with the Saints over the Falcons. Freaking Christ. Week 8, we lost Cincinnati. It's the second pick we lost. Then we lost the fourth pick with Carolina over the Giants. More Carolina. We lost the top 2 with the Raiders. Weird stuff. But you see how we win in the middle a lot, even in all those weeks? There's always a chunk in the middle, right? And I've been noticing that this was a really good week for everything, basically week 7, and week 8. But there's always a weird chunk in the middle. And I thought, what does that mean? It means that the average or the mean of our score projections is doing something fundamentally correct. And once in a while, you get a weird statistic that throws a team way up that shouldn't be here. Like when I screwed up Minnesota's defensive score attenuator on the road. That's some ridiculous word I just said. That is why it gave the Chargers so many points. It made too many points in this game because it was outdated. That it brings a weird one to the top. So all I'm trying to say is that when we look at the list, we have to go through every single game today for multiple reasons, which is why I'm going to do extended video. And I'm going to give you my pick because if we do it that way, we'll probably win. It's just we have so much information, we can do a good job. So when I said, all right, I start off with saying I don't trust both of these teams. Well, first of all, the line's plus 110. Is Rodgers playing, first of all? Let's look up the answer to that question. Okay, so Green Bay. Rodgers is not even on the, he's not even on, he's over COVID. He's over everything. He's back hosting Jeopardy. He's fine. So he's playing. So I don't like betting against him. There's just a million reasons why I hate Minnesota. Like historically, like there's a million reasons why I'm just pulling them right off here. But the algorithm says they're going to win. If you go with the whole never trust me, always trust the algorithm. But I'm pulling them off my round robin. Cincinnati and Vegas. Now I remember talking about this game earlier in the week on Thursday. Looks awesome. Money line Cincinnati win. Yes. So here is bet number one. For sure. Because it's on the list. It's just to win. It's the way the algorithm's supposed to work. It's supposed to pick teams to win. All right, next. Carolina and Washington. Yeah, Cam Newton back. Love it. Love every minute of it. Washington losing. Even though they are my team that I root for, I'm going to root for them to lose tomorrow because they're going to lose. So absolutely betting this. Done and done. Next. Buffalo and Indianapolis. Indianapolis' defense is suspect here. They have to cover 7. I don't like the 7. I don't like the line. So just because I don't like a line here and I don't want to bet an over and I don't want to look into this game anymore, even though I think Buffalo's going to win, let's throw it on there as a pretend pick because they're going to win that game at home. With how injured is Indianapolis' defense? Did I refresh my list, by the way? 37%, a little bit healthier, and they're probably still questionable. But I mean, at home, Buffalo's going to want to win. So it's like, this is almost a sure thing, kind of. I don't like to say those kind of words, but it's a great pick. Now, I don't know if I'm going to leave it on there. I'll actually move it like this. I'm going to put it down on 8 because I'm not going to commit to making that pick because the line is so terrible. But it's a pick that's supposed to win, so I kind of wanted to record it for that game. San Francisco and Jacksonville. I don't believe in San Francisco being a good team. There's a heavy margin in favor of them here, though. You can't bet them. It's minus 278. In this sense, I can't be betting on San Francisco at minus 278. I mean, Buffalo you can. At home, yeah. Not San Francisco. So that's got to come off. I'm not betting Jacksonville because they suck, too. Baltimore and the Bears. Baltimore should win this game. Lamar's healthy, right? Alternate scores 25-24. That's freaking crazy, though. And the line's bad. And it's in Chicago. I still don't think Chicago can beat the Ravens. I'll take the Ravens money line just because that sounds like a really strong pick even with them on the road. I'm just going to double check that Lamar doesn't have an injury. If he does, like, whatever, my fault for not looking that up. But I don't think he does. What else we got? Detroit. Okay, I have to trust the algorithm on this because I talked about it on Thursday. Not at plus 440. We're not taking Detroit at plus 440, but you are watching me take Detroit as a bet that's supposed to make money. You heard me right. That is Detroit plus 12.5. If you can get it. For minus 110, let's assume that's what the line is. Because the algorithm just says it's a much closer game than that. That it's much closer than 2 touchdowns. And I understand. That's why I'm betting it because see the scores. Does anything look like a 12.5 difference between those two teams? It looks like less than a touchdown, less than a field goal in both. Okay, I'll take Detroit plus 12.5. You watch me do it. Chiefs and Cowboys now favors Chiefs both times at home in Kansas City, coming off a win last week. That's so bettable. I talked about it on Thursday. I can't say no to that. If Jerry Jones pulls some magic rabbit out of Dak Prescott's hat, which could be possible. Dak Prescott's good. You could lose this game, but I'll go down with a team that's really supposed to win according to the algorithm there. Where is that on the list? It's like 6th, and it's only minus 135. I'll take it. Take the Chiefs at home, right? Saints-Eagles wants to be a super close game, and so now and the Saints are away. And I actually want to take the Eagles, honestly, but I don't like the game. It's too tough. So I'm just pulling it off. Chargers, Steelers. Big Ben still out or not out? That's where we can look. Big Ben, where are you? Pittsburgh. He is playing. I talked trash and called him fat and said he wasn't going to be back because COVID. And he said, fuck you, Kenny. I'm coming back. All right, so that's fine. So in that case, I don't like the Chargers. It says it's a super close game. You can get... No, did this change? Oh, wow. I wonder if you get a weird deal on the Steelers because Ben is back and you can get them like +5 or something. That's something to think about. I gotta look at that. It's too much weird information though, so I'm gonna stay away from the game entirely on my round robin. But see, you have to make a play on Saturday night here, so I can't make a play on that game because there's too much weird stuff going on. Houston, Tennessee. I don't understand why Tennessee is not favored by the algorithm. Is freaking weird. But I will refuse to bet on Houston, so I'm just gonna call this a weird game and say no, I'm not gonna do anything here either. And Houston's coming off. We never bet on the Jets. And this is a bad team versus bad team roll. Arizona and Seattle, yeah. People are still injured. I'm just going to say I don't know about injuries. And I'm going to pull that off too. That did leave still 7 games. See, this is why I left Buffalo on there in the round robin. I'll tell you why. I want at least 6. And I'll take this little bumper Buffalo. And if Buffalo somehow loses to Indianapolis, then so be it. I screwed up. But I'll take the 1/3 multiplier on these other 6. So what are we going to do? Well, if you don't have $100, you have $57. Let's talk about what this actually pays. Pays 4, almost 5 to 1. If you do it this way. If you start to weight it a little bit, you can make, yep, there it is, right? Something like this. So this is $100. It gives you 6 to 1, and I hate to predict this because I do it every time. Buffalo's not going to lose. Chiefs are probably not going to lose. Let's say my Lions lose. I don't mind risking it on the Lions and saying this. Let's say the Lions don't cover their 12.5. Look at the drastic difference, right? You go from making 6 to 1 to be hitting huge, and now you're only a little bit less than double in your money. And if you lose another game and Cam Newton doesn't play a good game and loses to Washington somehow, now you're losing half your bets. But there's a lot of super strong picks on here, I believe. So this is the 6 I would do because you're going to get 6 to 1 on, as you can see, all favorite bets. So you're doing a little something that's helpful, and there's a lot of strength here. And in Detroit, we can go down, die on our hill with Detroit and stick in our boat with Detroit if we do. But boy, does the algorithm say it's a much closer game, and I want to trust it at this point in the year. So I think that's the bet. Is a 6 to 1. Now, if you're a little crazier because you're like, wait a minute, we're definitely winning at least 3 of these picks. These are super strong picks. Then you're like, well, if we're winning at least 3, then do it this way. 1, 3, 5, 5. Yep. So here you get 7 and a little almost 8 to 1, but you get punished if you only get 3 right. You lose almost everything. Which is kind of what happens if you go 3 and 3 on these anyway. So if your Detroit loses, and Carolina loses, and Buffalo somehow blows this to Indianapolis, it's not going to happen. And the Chiefs could lose to Dallas, though. All right, how about that? Then you lose almost everything, right? If you get 4 out of 6, you get 30%, and you really got to go 5 out of 6 to more than double your money, though. So I like this strategy a little better, actually, to distribute that. You see, there's so much you can do with this round robin calculator. It's fascinating, the different structure. Because I look at these days as like, all right, I'm either going to have a good day with this round robin or I'm not. And if I'm not, I lose my $100. So be it. If I have a good day, I all of a sudden have like 800 in my account, and I'm like, wow, that was easy. Like, these are all favorites. So it's just, that's why I do the videos, and If this doesn't win and this doesn't hit 5 out of 6, which it really looked like, I mean, this looks like it should make 4 out of 6, absolutely, and 5 out of 6 probably, and it's got a very good chance of even going 6 out of 6. That's the way I look at that. So, all right. So that's the football video, guys. And this file has been updated. I'm emailing it. Or not, I'm putting it in the description. Download. Have at it. Mess around with it. Update stuff. Update the entry report. Have at it. Learn. Have a good time. All right? Good luck, everybody. Mail your picks. But if you do one thing. That's right. Sorry, I like to leave everybody on that. If you do one thing on Sunday, do not take the Vikings. Don't look at that. If you do one thing... This looks really, really good, doesn't it? Raiders having trouble. This is in Vegas. But, okay. This 12.5 is ridiculous. And I'm even going to put my one pick of the down it. This is so ridiculous with the points. And Cleveland coming off losing Odell Beckham and Baker Mayfield's got, I believe, an injury. Does it say that he's nursing something? Right? Where's Baker? No, it doesn't say, but I think he pulled a labrum or something. I don't know what the hell's going on. There's a lot of downward pressure on Cleveland, and I don't know what their record is, but Detroit just gets bad rep, but they're also, like, aren't they healthy? Like, what's the alternate score here? I tend to focus on things where it's so abnormal to what is popular consensus. I just like to focus on the weird. And so here you've got Detroit's defense is a little hurting. So's Cleveland. But we're just not giving Cleveland credit for points right now. And I understand why. And this is so many points that how can you not take this? It also says Detroit wins the game. Like, I think we all kind of ignore that and are like, nah, the algorithm's screwed up. Like, nah, the algorithm was talking about thinks Detroit's going to beat Cleveland. No, it does think that. It thinks that in both scenarios. Unfreaking believable. It says take them to win. Can you take them to win? Is that a legitimate question? The answer is yes and no. The answer is with a little bit of money that you don't care about because you're not. The reason why you would take a little bit of money on them to win is that they're apparently, according to the algorithms comparison, they're so going to win this competition much more than one every 4 times or whatever, one every 4 or 5 times or whatever that you would need to make money to have this hit. That's for sure. And it actually says it favors them this time. That's why you put a little bit on it because it's such a phenomenal payout on what's something that's at least about a 50-50 game according to the algorithm. But the 12.5, given the structure of this game and the scoring that it thinks is going to happen, give me the example where Cleveland does win this game by 12.5. They jump out to a bunch of touchdowns. Detroit has 0 offense. They shut Detroit down completely and they run over them like 21-0. Okay, well, if that happens, so be it. But that's not what the algorithm's saying is going to happen. So I don't understand how Detroit loses this game by more than 2 touchdowns. It would have to be really, really bad. And they just tied like the Steelers when Ben was out, right? So they have some weird confidence of at least tying a headless horseman quarterback Steelers, right? They're so good at coverage. I'm going to make that my pick of the week is this plus 12.5 because I want to watch the algorithm show you that this game is never in doubt and Detroit might even win. That's why I focus on it, even though it's not at the top of the list. And if you're, a smart individual who understands odds, you know that what I'm telling you is not the best pick on this list. But I want to prove a point with what the algorithm's doing, and I really think that this pick will win. So I'm going to put some money on it myself. You know what? I might just make one bet on Sunday, not worry about the round. No, I'm going to do the round robin to show you guys. But I will make one big bet and not worry about anything, and it will be that bet. That's what I'm going to do. All right? Good luck, everybody. My all your picks, buddy.